Yes, children. In the previous video, we have seen which factors actually affect the temperature. Three important factors. What are those? Latitude, altitude, and distance from the sea. So not only the latitude, altitude, and distance from the sea, even the vegetation cover, winds, and slope of the land, relief of an area also influence the temperature of an area. Now we will see horizontal distribution of temperature. How do we find difference in the temperature? Why some places receive more insolation, why some places receive less insolation. So based on the distribution of temperature, we have three zones here. The entire globe is divided into, entire earth is divided into three important zones. One is torrid zone, temperate zone, frigid zone. What is torrid zone? Why torrid zone receive more insolation? So torrid zone, observe this picture, small picture. Torrid zone lies between 0 degrees to 23.5 degree north and 0 degrees to 23.5 degree south latitude. Observe here 0 degree to 23.5 degree north and 0 degree to 23.5 degree south. That means the entire torrid zone lies between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. I did not mention that the Tropic of Capricorn. The zone which lies between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn is called torrid zone. This zone receives more insolation because on this zone the sun's rays fall vertically. That's why this zone receives more insolation than other zones. Now coming to the temperate zone. Temperate zone which lies between 23.5 degree north to 66.5 degree north in the northern hemisphere and 23.5 degree south to 66.5 degree south latitude. See here the Tropic of Cancer to Arctic Circle, Tropic of Capricorn to Antarctic Circle. So this zone, entire zone is called temperate zone. Try to understand. This zone is called temperate zone, and in this zone the temperatures are moderate. How the temperatures in this temperate zone? The temperatures are moderate. Why do you find moderate temperatures here? Why? Because the sun's rays fall slantingly. The sun's rays fall slantingly because of that temperatures are not so high, not so low. The temperatures are moderate. This is the second zone. Now coming to the third zone, frigid zone. The frigid zone lies between 66.5 degree north latitude, which is called Arctic Circle, to 90 degrees north in the northern hemisphere, whereas 66.5 degrees south, that is Antarctic Circle, to 90 degrees south, that is South Pole. This zone is called frigid zone. What this zone is called? Frigid zone. 66.5 degree north to 90 degrees north and 66.5 degree south to 90 degrees south. This zone is called frigid zone. Try to understand. So this region, the entire region is very cool. Why it is cool? Because the sun's rays fall completely slantingly and the sun's rays effect is less on such areas. The sun's rays cover large area, that's why temperatures are very cool in that region, that is frigid zone. So in this way the temperature is distributed based on the distribution of temperature. The entire globe, the entire earth is divided into three important zones. Remember, torrid zone, temperate zone, frigid zone. Now let us see the next one, that is atmospheric pressure. What is atmospheric pressure? What is atmospheric pressure? So which factors influence the atmospheric pressure? Here some important terms we have to know. What is the meaning of atmospheric pressure and what is with which instrument it is measured, that is barometer, and how it is measured, what is the unit area, what is the unit used to measure the atmospheric pressure, and where it is high, that is 1013.2 millibar, which is equal to 76 centimeter of the mercury column in the mercury barometer. The first important thing we will see, here based on this also you can see the pressure beds. You have to observe this also. We will see that. The first one, see the meaning, that is atmospheric pressure, that is the weight exerted by air over a particular place or area. Try to understand what is atmospheric pressure means. The weight exerted by air over a particular place is called atmospheric pressure. Generally, that means in the previous classes you might have heard that air has weight. So air exerts weight, air exerts pressure. What that is called atmospheric pressure. That how temperature varies from place to place, in the same way the atmospheric pressure also varies from place to place. Try to understand the meaning. The weight exerted by air over a particular place is called atmospheric pressure. This atmospheric pressure is measured by an instrument called barometer. That's why atmospheric pressure is also called barometric pressure. What is the other name of atmospheric pressure? Barometric pressure. The unit which is used to measure atmospheric pressure is millibar. Generally, the atmospheric pressure is more at sea level. That is, the normal atmospheric pressure is 1013.2 millibar, which is equivalent to 76 centimeter of mercury column in the mercury barometer. These points you have to observe. So the normal atmospheric pressure at sea level, the normal atmospheric pressure at sea level is 1013.2 millibars. Now coming to the factors which influence the atmospheric pressure. There are four important factors which actually affect the atmospheric pressure. So atmospheric pressure is influenced by four important factors. The first important one is temperature. And second one is altitude. And the third important one is moisture and rotation of the earth. Moisture and rotation of the earth. The first important one, see, temperature. Generally, the temperature and atmospheric pressure are inversely related. When the temperatures are high, the atmospheric pressure is low. when the temperature increases, the air becomes lighter and moves up. The air has no capacity to exert more pressure, so automatically the atmospheric pressure decreases. Try to understand. The temperature and atmospheric pressure are inversely related. That means when the temperatures are high, atmospheric pressure is low. When the temperatures are less, atmospheric pressure is more. Why? Because whenever temperature increases, the air becomes lighter and moves up. Automatically, the air has no capacity to exert more weight on particular area. Automatically, atmosphere comes down. That is, the atmospheric pressure comes down. This is the first factor which you have to understand. This is the first one, temperature. Now coming to the altitude. Altitude, see, particularly the near the sea, the air is denser, heavier. Air is denser and heavier. That's why atmospheric pressure is very high at sea level. Whereas whenever you observe, that means if you go height of the place, other altitudes, other elevated areas, the atmospheric pressure is less. Why? Because there the air is not denser, not heavier. That's why the atmospheric pressure is less in such areas. So why the atmospheric pressure is more near the sea? Because the air is denser and heavier. That's why you can find more atmospheric pressure. But if you go higher and higher altitudes, the air is lighter, so air cannot exert more pressure. That's why the atmospheric pressure depends on altitude also. And now coming to the moisture. So if atmosphere contain more moisture, the atmospheric pressure is less. Why? Because that is water vapor. Water vapor is lighter than dry air. Lighter than dry air. Observe this important point. Whenever you understand this point, automatically you understand this identity. Understand. So, if air contains more water vapor, atmospheric pressure is less. Whenever air contains less water vapor, atmospheric pressure is more. Try to understand. Once again I will repeat. When you find more water vapor in the atmospheric pressure, whenever you find more water vapor, that means whenever air contains more moisture, the atmospheric pressure is less. Whenever you find less moisture, atmospheric pressure is more. Why? Because water vapor is lighter than dry air. That is the third important what way atmospheric pressure is affected with the moisture. And finally coming to the rotation of the earth. Because of the rotation of the earth, the large masses of air moves from one place to another place. Automatically you find differences in the atmospheric conditions. Because of the rotation of the earth, air moves from one place to another place. Because of that, even the pressure conditions also differ from one area to another area. That means if you find low pressure in one area, in the same area you may find high pressure after few hours because of the rotation of the earth. That means because of the rotation of the earth also, whenever air moves from one place to another place, the pressure conditions change. This is the fourth important factor which influence the atmospheric pressure. So remember, the atmospheric pressure is influenced with the important factors like temperature, altitude, moisture, and also rotation of the earth. These four important factors influence the atmospheric pressure. In the next class, we will see what are the important pressure and wind belts of the world. There are four important pressure belts in the world: equatorial low pressure belt, subtropical high pressure belt, subpolar low pressure belt and polar high pressure belt. Four important pressure belts: equatorial low pressure belt, subtropical high pressure belt, subpolar low pressure belt, polar high pressure belt. And we will see few questions, few important things about these belts also. Just remember these four belts in this class. In the next class we will see some more details about these belts. Okay, thank you.